we need to go back to the sea star because I got to finish my spiel on the sea star too.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I got to pull them apart. Very gentle, very gentle. Okay,
Really?
you know what? I'm not going to pull him apart because if I pull him apart, I'm going to pull his little feet off. But his mouth is right there. And then this guy's mouth is, he's kind of sitting on top of him. I'm
What are
gonna put
those
him-
called?
He's trying to eat the algae off of that guy right now.
What are they called?
This is a purple variegated sea urchin, and this one is a pencil sea urchin.
Wow.
So back to the sea stars.
Back to the sea
Okay,
stars.
remember you thought this guy was an octopus? But an octopus has 8 legs, and a sea star has 5 legs.
That's pretty cool.
Can you count his legs?
Okay, you can. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5.
Yeah.
Yes.
And guess what's on the end of each leg?
What?
An eyeball.
An eyeball? No way. We did not know that.
Well, they're more like primitive eyes.
Did you know that, Jameson?
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
He has eyes on the end of each leg. And they're like light receptors. They're more primitive like.
Yeah.
So they don't really
wow.
see the
yeah,
way we
I see
do.
little things sticking out on the end of this one.
So the little things you see sticking out are going to be his little tubular feet.
I can feel his legs.
Yeah, so see these little purple things sticking out? Those are his little legs, and on the end are his suction cup feet. And that's how he moves around. He'll send his legs out and stick to something, and then he pulls his body along. Let's look at what they look like underneath.
Whoa! Is that their mouth?
Yep, their mouth is right there in the center. And in a minute, you'll start to see this guy's little feet pop out.
Whoa!
They're starting to pop out over here now.
Oh,
Yep.
neato.
So now,
Wow.
so since I have him upside down, he's gonna try and flip himself over. So right now, he's bending his legs back.
Look at that, Jameson.
And
Look at him coming out.
He's gonna get himself into like a little sea star.
So no, I don't think you're supposed to touch underneath.
Yeah, you can touch. Just one or
Okay.
2 fingers, nice
This
and
one.
gentle. But yeah, he's gonna contort his body into a little sea star yoga pose, into a back bend, and then flip himself over.
Can we watch him do it, Jameson?
Well, actually, this water's probably not. Well, maybe it is. It'll take a few minutes for that to happen, but
And
Okay,
why
I
do we
mean,
not
sure, you
pet
could
that
stay
little
here
fish?
and watch.
Can we pet the fish?
No, fish. We don't pet fish.
But
But-
I used to pet my baby.
really?
Yeah.
And you like to be pet?
That didn't turn out too good.
I don't want to be pet.
Yeah. See, these guys are kind of sturdy. They can handle human touch, but fish, they have to put a protective slime on their body to keep things off of them. And when we touch them, we kind of remove that slime, and that slime is kind of a protective coating. Yeah, that's the green striped hermit crab. So that's why fish are not real crazy about being touched. Green
I'm
striped
going to
hermit
put
crab.
it right here.
Green striped hermit
Yeah,
crab, and that is
crab.
a
Horseshoe crab.
horseshoe crab.
A living fossil.
Yeah.
That guy is over, well, not that guy, but the Atlantic horseshoe crab has been around over 450 million years.
That's
Are
even
dinosaurs
longer
alive
than
then?
dinosaurs.
Yes,
Oh my
he's older.
goodness,
Yep,
Jameson.
that species is older than the
His
dinosaurs.
great-great-grandmother was with T-Rex.
Do you want to see what he looks like underneath?
Yeah.
Because he's pretty cool. So even though this guy's called a crab, he's really more related to scorpions and spiders. You
Look at
ready?
that tail
He's kind
go.
of creepy underneath. Are you ready?
All right, watch out.
Here we go.
Wow.
Whoa, check
That's
that out.
cool.
Look at him.
Yeah.
That's
I
pretty
don't know how much I
cool.
would touch on that.
So now you can see when you flip him upside down, you can
Yeah,
kind of
it's
see
intense.
he's related to the
Oh, yeah.
the scorpion, right?
Look at him.
So if we were to
Looks
put-
like he's trying to sting
Do
you.
they sting?
No, they don't. They don't have stingers or barbs on their tails. They don't have teeth to bite. This guy's actually quite harmless. He's got his body in this position, cinched up like that, because it's kind of a protective mode. Yeah. So, and since I have him upside down, he'll get into that position just to
That is
protect
so
himself.
interesting.
It looks like
Yeah.
he's trying to roll up into a ball.
You know what? If he could, he probably would.
Yeah.
But now imagine him on the bottom of the ocean floor, right?
Like
and he
an
does
ice
that,
ball.
Look at
and
him crawling.
he kind of closes his body up, and that helps to keep him protected. So
Or
this
like
tail,
sharks and stuff.
what's that?
Like,
From predators, things that might want to eat him. So I'm going to show you what this tail is for, okay? The tail doesn't have any barbs or stingers on it. He uses the tail as a rudder for swimming. He also uses it to right himself. Whoopsie. To right himself. Oh,
Wow.
now he's going to make a liar out of me. Come on, guy. Come on. He uses it to right himself when he gets turned upside down
Oh, neato.
in the tides. Yeah.
And then
So
he
now
buries
he
himself
immediately
under the
tries to bury
sand.
himself. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to just help him out. He's a little
Yeah.
stressed because I was handling him upside
Yeah.
down like that. So I don't know that this is kind of like a security blanket for them, but
Yeah, I'm sure.
you know,
it
when I
is.
handle them a lot, I kind of just kind of cover them up and settle them down
Yeah.
again. Let me see if I can't find another guy. So yeah, the horseshoe
Oh,
crab.
here's one.
Yeah, here's another one. Hi, good morning, friend. Good morning, horseshoe crab friend. Now this one
Hello.
is
Oh,
probably
he looks
just a little.
soft. He looks soft.
Oh no, you want to touch him?
I didn't wash
Oh,
my
okay.
hands.
Did you get to touch the horseshoe crab?
Yeah.
You want to? Here's another guy. You want to touch him?
Yeah. Oh, he kind of feel like it.
Tell me what he feels like. Tell us what he feels like. Don't touch his eyeballs.
Feels like a shell.
Like a shell.
Yeah, he's nice and hard, right? But when they molt like crabs, they will be soft,
Oh.
and so they are a little more vulnerable. So if you've ever been vaccinated, you've benefited from the blood of this guy.
What?
He has copper-based blood.
Jameson, you've got his blood in you from vaccinations.
Yep.
It looks like he has doing with Dobo.
Oh, did he ask
No, he'll. You know what? Oh, you're gonna help him
Oh,
out.
thank you.
Yep. So we've been using these guys since the 1960s.
So interesting.
Their blood has the capability to hold bad cells in a specific area. So they will take a drop of horseshoe crab's blood and drop it into a vaccine. If it has a negative reaction, the vaccine won't go to market.
Okay.
They use it for medical equipment. Same thing before surgery. They'll, use the horseshoe crab's blood to see if there's anything,
Ooh.
any negative reactions on the medical equipment. And if it does have a negative reaction,
Yeah.
everything has to be re-sterilized.
Wow.
So his little mouth is right here,
Okay.
and he uses these two little pincher claws up here, usually
What do they eat?
to put food into his mouth.
Okay.
He can use these on the side too,
Yeah.
and then he'll crush his food with his mandible legs to bring it into his mouth.
Got
And
it.
what they
Jameson,
eat,
this is interesting.
his little gills are right there. And he does not have any barbs or spikes on his tail. He's got over 10 eyes on his body.
10 eyes on
The
his
two
body.
that you can see right here,
Yes.
and scientists are actually studying their vision for our vision.
Wow.
He also has light receptors. This little thing that looks like a nose is a light
Yes.
receptor. He has them down his back on his tail. He also has them all along the edge of the shell here.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's kind of like a little surveillance system down there in the
Yes.
sand. You know, when you think he can't see anything, he can definitely sense what's
Yeah.
around him.
Hey, look at him. He's just
Mhm.
turning around. That is so awesome.
I love these
You're
guys.
very informed about this.
They're one of my favorite animals. I used to be terrified of these guys. I'm a Florida native,
Yeah.
and I've been around them all my life. Seeing them in the water, it was like, okay, stay away from that thing. What?
You want me on the video?
Oh, okay. Hi. So yeah, I'm a Florida native, and I used to be terrified of these things. But then, after working with them and learning more about them, and learning that they are harmless and how helpful they are to the environment, not just as cleaners at the bottom of the ocean, but for us humans too. You
Yes.
know, they really need more.
Jameson, I
application.
bet this guy, this species right here helped heal your cancer. Yeah, he has no
They're
evidence of
actually using it
disease.
more for cancer research too.
That is good because we certainly need
I think
that,
I
and
see
I think we can learn a lot
That's
from
it, yeah,
animals. I think
exactly.
now we've kind of shifted to start learning more about how animals, how they live so successfully,
So
and
much
we
to
don't.
learn.
Yeah,
So much to learn, especially I think from the marine world too.
Yeah.
And not just for scientific research, for medical research also, but their behaviors and how they treat each other too.
oh, that's a good one. Yeah, we've
Humans
shown
can
some.
learn from that also,
Yes.
about all inclusiveness, and it doesn't matter how you look or what you wear.
Ah, that's a
Or
good
what you
statement.
eat.
Yes, That's a good.
that you're all just part of the plan.
Yeah.
You know.
We've watched a lot of
Everybody has
interesting
space
things
here.
about their mating, about sea animals and their mating rituals and stuff, and
Yeah.
how seahorses and
male has the
the male
babies,
has the babies,
Do you
and
know
just
why the male has the babies? Okay, so the male will have the babies because, well, it's how do I articulate that? To ensure the longevity of their species, or that they produce more.
Yeah.
Because when the babies are born, they're little teeny tiny guys, and they look like shrimp, so they get eaten. And actually, the male seahorse will pump it with your foot. Keep pumping. Yeah, there you go. The male seahorse will actually eat the babies if he doesn't feel that they're viable.
Oh,
So they do lose a lot in the birth.
Yeah.
So what happens, the male has the babies because while he's gestating for anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks, the female is off making more eggs.
Oh,
So
okay.
as soon as he
Still-
delivers, she gets him pregnant
Still
again.
yeah.
So in another 2 to 4 weeks, more babies are born.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew they, carried
It's like,
them, but
why
we
would
didn't
you?
know.
I mean, why would you have that many babies constantly?
Well, I guess they need to,
They
right?
have
To survive,
Yeah.
especially with us humans.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah.
Stingray.
I
That's our
don't
little baby southern stingray.
Baby Southern
He's got a few names.
He certainly has a long stinger there. Wow, it touches the top of the water.
Well, see, he's only got 4 legs. Very sick. Yeah. These guys down here.
Wow.
We're gonna touch these guys here.
Look at him
Put these
eat.
guys down here. And leave them alone. Okay, this is their resting area. And these guys are okay. But if there's somebody down here you want to touch, ask me and maybe I can pull them up.
That's so kind of you. So we are at the Trade
The
Winds
spikiest looking
Resort in
urchin.
Florida, and they have this wonderful petting
Here's a lightning well.
area
So this is a sea snail too.
at St. Pete Beach.
Probably the one your mom found.
My mom thought that was a sea snail.
Yeah, you said you found one of
Yes, I
these with the
did.
snail.
With the-
That's
yep,
the
just
snail.
like that.
Mhm.
Almost looks like it had a leaf stuck to the bottom of
Yep. Okay, so what what that is? That's called the operculum.
it. He came out a little bit, and then I was like, oh, there's
And
a
then
creature
now,
in
like,
there.
these guys.
Yeah, so I'm going to keep him under the water because everybody breathes water, and when I hold him up out of the water, it's
yeah.
like us holding our breath underwater. So this is the lightning whelk. They call it the lightning whelk because all of the stripes on it look like streaks of lightning. It's Florida's only left-handed shell. Let me see if I
Oh.
can't find a crown conch here. Yeah, here we go. So all of our other shells are right-handed, but the lightning whelk
It looks like he's trying to change.
Oh, okay.
is left-handed.
Wow, okay.
So this is a crown conch.
Yeah. Which is the more prominent one?
They're
Or
more, they're both pretty popular out here. This one is definitely more aggressive than this one.
Okay.
We do have to keep all of our snails separated in these tanks because they
Oh.
will try to eat each other. In the
Wow.
wild, they can get away from each other, but in here they cannot, so we have to keep
Yeah.
them in separated tanks.
Okay. Take
So,
care of them.
yeah, so you can see here, left-handed, right-handed.
Yeah.
There are other sinistral spiral shells around the world, but Florida only has the lightning whelk. So the Native Americans felt that this one was sacred.
Okay.
Yep. So
That's interesting.
they use this animal for food. They use the shell for tools.
Yeah.
When these animals make their shells, they make them from the inside out, and it's just a calcium deposit that they.
You do an amazing job.
I know. So the oldest part of the shell is the outside. The youngest would be down deep in the center, right there at the tip.
Yes.
The cool thing about it is that you can actually see the golden spiral
Oh, yeah.
and the entire life of the animal in the top of the shell.
That's interesting.
So they could break this shell apart, the Native Americans, and use it as a tool because the shell is really sturdy.
It is.
Let me get this big one over here so you can see.
Oh, wow.
They
That's
can
a
get
big
up to 18 inches long,
Whoa.
but it's a pretty hard
Yes,
shell.
it is.
They used it as a hammer. They used it as, you could
Oh, yeah.
ladle water with it. You could drink water with it. They could cut it crossways, and then they used it as a sifter. After you cut it crossways, of course, pieces of broken shell are laying around, so they
Right.
can wedge those back into those pieces of shell. Then it becomes a pickaxe.
Cool.
So yeah, they this was a
That's
really
huge.
useful tool for the Native Americans.
Probably before all the beaches, there were big ones like that more
So yeah,
everywhere.
oh yeah, definitely. Like a good place to find these, about 18 inches long or so,
Yeah.
would be like Fort DeSoto. You'll find them there. There's going to be more food for them there. Out on the beaches here, there's not much. I mean, there's food out there,
Yeah.
but they like to be in areas where there's algae and rocks and mangroves and things like that, where there's more food.
Beautiful.
You'll find the smaller ones here. The big ones will be in those rocky areas.
Gotcha. I did not know that they had these sensors on the ends of them. Jameson, I don't think you knew this. Look through here. Look.
Yeah, he's got his
Look right
little
here on
legs.
my phone. Look. See it? See the legs? Right there's the legs. Yeah. Isn't that neat?
So when a sea star eats, it cannot pull food into its body. It has to throw its stomach out of its body and digest on the outside.
I know frogs do that in sharks.
Really? That's crazy cool. So yeah,
Okay.
That's pretty
Well,
cool.
thank you so much.
very welcome.
This has
My
been
pleasure.
a good experience.
Good.
We appreciate you.
Sure, I appreciate you guys too. Thanks for coming in.
Absolutely.
I love it
Thank
when I
you.
have people that are interested.
Oh, absolutely. And let me this hermit crab. Hermit crabs.
know people
Poor little guys are sold all over the world. No, this was scary.
I'm trying to find the other guys in here. I
He's
know I
a
got a little
dancer.
one in here, but I'm having trouble finding it. It hide.
Yeah. You already have that.
It's my music. Is it still on? Whoops.
Do you wish you could swim like that stingray, Jameson?
Are you like allowed to pet the stingray?
No.
No.
He actually still has his barb.
See, they used to have at the Memphis Zoo, you could pet the stingrays, but they decided that was inhumane and took that out.
I tend to agree. I really do tend to agree.
Yeah, I mean there was just so many people.
A lot of people do
doing
mistake
it.
the stingray and the horseshoe crab.
Mm.
And they want to touch a stingray, which is dangerous to touch, and they don't want to touch my horseshoe crabs.
Oh,
You know?
yeah,
Because they're
which
kind
are
of freaky looking. you
Right.
know? And I try to explain to people, like, that's the dangerous animal.
yeah.
You know, and I feel like some of those aquariums that you know, have where you can pet the stingrays gives you this little bing sticking out of
Oh yes,
that's,
okay,
that's the barb. And this
that's
is
the
what a
stingray.
barb looks like.
Oh wow, look.
I want to
Jameson,
show
look.
you what one looks like.
This
And
is
do you
good
guys
we've
know
already
about the
built.
Stingray Shuffle?
No, what is the
I'm
stingray
going
shuffle?
to show it to you here. in a moment.
Okay.
Okay.
No way.
This is a stingray barb. I want you to hone in on that and look at the. Be careful when you touch it because this has
Jameson,
teeth
this
on
is
it.
a stingray's stinger.
This has
That is actually
that's
what they
the
use.
barb, and then it has little kind of like serrated edges. It's almost like a serrated knife.
Yes.
And so when the barb goes in, when you go to pull it out, it takes chunks of meat with it. Right. So
And do you know hungry and
Now,
aggressive
don't-
stingrays
If you
were
touch it, you'll be very good.
actually in the Jurassic period?
say that again one more time.
You didn't know hungry stingrays in the Jurassic period used that to catch prey and other dinosaurs?
Well, actually, they don't use this to catch prey. They use this as protection. What they do, how they catch prey is they're very strategic. They have to catch it with their mouth. So they have to swim over the top of it and suck it up with their mouth and then crush it with their plates. So he doesn't use this to hunt. He uses this in case something steps on him or starts to crush him or something. So I want you to look at his tail. When he swims around here, about halfway back on his tail is a barb.
Right there.
Right there. You see it? It's just barely sticking up. He's got a very small one. His barb is probably only that big. This
Do they
barb-
lose them when they sting, or they stay in? Not typically.
Well, I will tell you from experience, You don't want to grab the fish because you will break it off into you.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Sorry,
So
go
what was
ahead.
the Stingray Shuffle?
The Stingray Shuffle is when you're in the water, shuffle your feet. Don't walk into the water like this. Because
Okay.
there's going to be these guys down in the sand. And they're right out there on our beaches, and they're just little babies, but they still have little bitty
I heard
barbs.
there were
And if
some
you
babies
step on
out
them,
there.
they're going to...
Okay.
So the Stingray Shuffle, you're just walking through the water like this. Just don't pick up your feet like this. And it's going to be difficult. Your legs are going to get tired. So when that happens, just turn around and scoot backwards.
Yeah.
Just wade in the water backwards like this.
And that's going to decrease your shape.
Or float.
See, that's what I do. I walk out there as far as I have to, and then I float.
Shuffle and then float.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah. Do
absolutely.
you know the Stingray Shuffle?
You have to learn
Stingray Shuffle when
it.
you're in the...
Say right. Say if you like this video, what? What do you say? Jameson's Jurassic Journey.
Jameson's Jurassic Journey.
Hit what?
Eel.
Hit like and subscribe.